world, and say why music. Hello world, and say why music, and you can roll with it or refuse it. I say hey, ways of the world, this is my day. Something like BK having my way. This is my time, I'ma shine so much.
Yo, he be the one them called Timo Peach.
And he is clearly AY Young. And what is this, mate? What is this?
It's the Global Goals Music
Roadshow. Hooray.
Yeah, and this show, it's designed to empower you guys, you know, to change, you know, this world with us and achieve the big goal of a healthier future for our planet. So, yeah, our mission is kind of turn the people of the world, humans, right, which I call outlets, into the battery to power change. And it's kind of charged with the universal language of music.
Yes, it is. Now, I'm in the UK, he's in the US, and we're both musicians and creatives. We're passionate about transforming the world and helping, you know, ordinary people feel like they can take part, like they belong to this planet as much as anyone. And, you know, we found our confidence, our passion through performing and music, and now we want to help find help you find yours. This is some of his music.
And then we all fall like dominoes. It's coming the bigger the heart is, the harder we fall. We all fall like dominoes. It's coming the bigger the heart is, the harder we fall.
And this is some of his music.
From speed and plow to silver transports far above the earth.
I had to change my glasses for that one. That was so cool, bro. Timo, music.
You are looking way more retro and 80s now, man. You're practically neon.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have found so much passion for life in art and music and performing. It's built our confidence doing this for years, and we want to help you find yours when it comes to the planet, so that you might live and breathe and make the new stories of us right now.
Man, definitely. We really believe at the core that everyone is an outlet for change. That means like you, that's me, that's corporations like Burger King or just all of us. Like, it doesn't matter how big or how small, we're all outlets. And so we're on this mission to get the world plugged in. So, you know, as I always say, the battery tour is an outlet for you, the people, to plug into and connect using your passion. So no matter who you are, we hope to inspire, you know, just two things: power the tour and do one thing differently, take one action, because you can.
Passion is where change starts. So we're asking, what's your passion? What is this, AY? How do we describe this show?
I'd say that this show is the people show for changing the world.
Yes, it is. It's a lot to live up to as a tagline, isn't it? But AY is, after all, the USA's young leader to the UN, and he's been touring before COVID using only renewable energy on the famous battery tour, which we're going to explain a bit more about later. And I'm essentially just his Alfred. He's doing light butlering. Yeah. But once again this week, sir, I'm terribly sorry, I forgot my teapot.
I know, dude, it sucks. And right now I have a bottle that I need to recycle. This is what this is, guys. This is proof that we need to work here, right? You don't have your teapot. I need my like reusable cup. But hey, you know, each week we're gonna welcome guests to join us and share how they, you know, are facing the possibilities, these new possibilities in climate change and in social inequality, like wherever they're at in the world. And we want to know, you know, how much they might use or know about the global goals as a framework for thinking. So yeah, Timo, should we show the next guest?
I think we should. Do you think it's probably time to
It's
welcome our
about that
lads?
Global goals cast from the east to the west. I said, can you guess where the global goals cast are from this week?
Because they could be basically from anywhere.
I mean, yeah, dude, like pretty much anywhere.
So who are we?
Where are they from, bro?
Where are they from? We do need a map graphic here. I realise we've not made that yet. So who are we welcoming first, AY? Who do you want to welcome into the stream?
We can welcome the man who was here first. You know, a man of mystery. His name is Dion. What's up, Dion?
Dion, welcome.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Now, our first question is, which one are you, Dion? Or are you neither of those guys in the picture?
Well, obviously, I'm not Wayne Newton, and I figured since this is a show about music, I figured I'd find some type of representation of me with a musician.
Very cool.
That's nice. That's nice. Well, we got guest number 2. I can't wait. Drum roll. You got it, Timo.
It is. Please welcome Stephen to the Global Goals Music Roadshow.
What's up, dude?
How you doing?
I don't know what he's laughing at all. This is a serious media production.
It's so serious. Our like professionalism is so great.
Isn't it though? Isn't it? Hey guys, welcome to our show. It's lovely to have you with us and to discover with you what will unfold from our conversations. So, Stephen, what's your connection to the Battery Tour? Because you have one, don't you?
Yeah, I do. So I've become friends with this guy, AY, right? And it's not hard. He's pretty genuine. I live in Massachusetts, in Cambridge, Massachusetts, and I'm an architect. And I was between jobs in the fall, and I'm like, and I've been working since I was a little kid, since I was like 8 years old. So I'm like, what am I gonna do? Wait,
Stephen, you've been an architect since you were 8. That's amazing.
No,
it takes 7 years to qualify, doesn't it? That's incredible.
No, not quite. But my father's a carpenter, and his father was a carpenter. His father's father was a carpenter. So I kind of grew up with a hammer in my hand and thought I'd take it to the next level, right? But here I am without a job, and I'm like, all right, what am I going to do, And it's like the day before Christmas, or no, it was like the day before Thanksgiving, I think. And this thing, like, I swear to God, it like came across my phone, and it's like, we make change, and like, and I'm like, that's interesting. I'm like, maybe I'll make change, and I'm like, so there was like an application. It was like super easy to fill out. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to make a change. I'm going to do this. It sounds really cool. This young musician, like I studied in Europe for a while with musicians, like as an architect, but I was influenced by that. And I'm like, this is a great story. I got to do this, So, and I didn't even think they were going to get back to me. Like I'm not a tour guy or, anyway, like I think the next day, it might've been Thanksgiving or like the day after, I don't know. I think it was like right around that time, but this guy, AY, calls me, and I'm like, what's up with this? It's like the holiday, and he's like really excited. And he's like, I looked at you on LinkedIn, I want you to like, be part of this. And I'm like, do you believe in synchronicity? And he's like, I do. I don't know if you remember that conversation.
Yeah.
I do, and I'm like, because I was kind of like down on myself. I'm like, what am I gonna anyway? I didn't know what I was gonna do. He was talking about a net zero studio to do this record album and this like battery tour thing. And I'm like, all right, I can help with this. I can be, I can do something here. So anyway, this was back in November, and I just, the more I got involved, the more I like, it's kind of like in a startup company mode. Yeah. Where like I'm doing things that like I'm not good at, but I know it's helpful, so I help, and I'm just kind of doing whatever I can. And kind of that's my story. I'm like, I remember I was like, look, I'm a LEED accredited professional, right? I'm an architect, and I do buildings that like get this gold certification for like how sustainable they are, right? So I'm like, I'm already doing it, you know, like I can teach them something. And then he's like showing me this, like, then he's like showing me this, like, he's showing me the SDGs, the Sustainable Development Goals, and his connection with the United Nations. And I'm like, huh, you know, I never thought about it like that. You know, I always thought about it just like in the built world, you know, like building equals carbon equals bad, you know, and I never thought about it like beyond that. So
that's awesome. That's crazy that like you're in that space and you didn't even think about it too much beyond that. That makes me think Dion, you know, Dion, I'd like to ask you this because you're kind of in the music space, but you probably didn't hear or know about the SDGs either. Like, do you know now what they are? Like, what is that?
I mean, what even are
like,
the global goals?
Right.
I have a surface level understanding of it. Yeah, I mean that's kind of why we're together. I mean, trying to figure. So here's the thing with me, I consider myself to be the ultimate middle person. My whole life, people have always come to me like I have answers, and so I just kind of, I mean, after people just kept asking me, okay, where do I go for this? Where do I go for this? I just finally said, okay, let me go ahead and own this responsibility. So I pride myself on being the ultimate middle person, but with AY, I consider myself a tool for him to use to achieve his goals. So that's I know enough to facilitate, but beyond that, I mean, I'm always willing to learn more.
That's awesome. Yeah, expand on that. Do actually tell them. I mean, you can say. I mean, like tell people how I met you actually, because we got honestly this episode is kind of cool because there's two people that I obviously know very well, and a shout out to it looks like Sarah Lightman's on here. She says hello and cute, and there's Caroline Peach. Do whatever I can. I love that statement from you, Stephen. But Dion, yeah, and just expand more. What do you do, man? Just like tell us more about what you do. Yeah.
All right. So with me, my background in the music, I started out in college representing one of my fraternity brothers, and along the way, just so I've always had a deep appreciation for music. I have no tangible musical talent whatsoever, but
It hasn't
I do
stopped
have
me, Dion.
well, I'm gonna tell you, I have a deep appreciation for music, and I just leave it at a level of appreciation. And so, because of
Love it.
that, when I hear something good or when I see something good, like I know what I'm seeing when I see it, and so ultimately, just represent a few groups around Kansas City. Me and well, actually, the bassist in one of my groups has performed with AY a bunch of times,
Oh, cool.
and
Who's that?
name's Joanna Jones, and
Great.
yeah, so she's performed with AY, and that was the first time I heard of AY. And then just in some circles that I kind of maneuver in, his name kept coming up. And so right after I had done some promo work for one of my bands, one of AY's people reached out to me and they were like, "Hey, we like what you've done, and we want to try to see if you can do something with AY." And so the first time me and AY linked up, I told AY that he was in a very unique position. Because the thing is, the reason why I thought that I was getting involved, I didn't see a need for myself at that time. Because I don't know if you guys are familiar with this. There's a basketball player named Lonzo Ball. Lonzo Ball, actually, he's a basketball player in the NBA. He came out with a unique, he was in a unique position because he was going to be, he was considered like the next Magic Johnson. But behind him, he was bringing along a brand. He was doing something that no one had ever done before. He was bringing in his own brand to market with his prestige of being a big time basketball player. And so I likened that model to what I saw in AY, as in AY is a marketable brand, but then the battery tour was coming along with it. And so I told AY, I'm like, like, I'll help you with whichever one you want me to help you with. We just got to figure out which one are we selling. Because at the end of the day, I'm a salesperson, and I believe that everything is sales. And when I say sales, I don't look at it as, take whatever I'm giving you. No, my definition of sales is a transference of belief. So once you believe in something, it's just about spreading that belief out to other people.
That's so well said, man.
Yeah.
I mean, like, not to cut you off, but now, he's got me. And anybody listening, please leave comments. This is really awesome. Again, this is the Global Goals Music Roadshow. Nicole Felt, I see you out here. We got Caroline Peach plugged in. I know we got students around the world that are plugged in. This is Steven and Dion listening and tuned in right here. These are our outlets plugged in today. I want to say this. It's crazy because, you talked about, kind of like what I obsessed over was getting my music, getting my message behind something that's relatable, right? And so let's get into the goals, because to me, that's the most relatable thing a little bit, right? It's like that. That's how I was building my brand. It's like, these are the 17 things that, connect to all of the world, from people not having, energy access, or there's goal 2, which is getting everyone access to food, right, Timo? There's all these crazy like things of like what we need to do as a country, for its people. So that brings me to this.
What goal are you most plugged into? Seriously, we need to know what goal you like.
Let's go. What goal? Pick a goal, guys. Anybody who's listening to in the comment box. Timo, take it away. What you think?
Stephen, when you think about this framework for thinking that the Global Goals is, what's the issue that you most feel connected to, passionate about, without checking even what the goal is? What issue of planet stuff gets you most interested? Is it something to do with architecture, or is it something else?
No, for me, it was education. Like poverty and hunger and those things all resonate, but the education goal was the one that, and for our campaign, I think that is like one that we're going to have a huge impact, and we don't even know it yet.
Yeah, that's interesting you say that, because of course, a huge hello to all our teaching outlets, education outlets. Outlet teachers, what do we call them, AY?
Outlet teachers. They're
Outlet
all over
teachers.
America right now.
Everyone we've met has been awesome and just left the room even more energized than it was. So hello to all our outlet teachers. Education. I think you're right, Stephen. That is a huge part. And AY, my colleague here, is always mucking about in classrooms, enthusing kids about getting involved with saving the world, I hear.
I mean, that's what we have, right? We have the voice, right? That's the biggest part of our platform. So bringing that to the table is huge.
Yeah, and that's why I traveled America and did so many of these, renewable energy shows, which led me to be a young leader, which was to get the world plugged in, to get people, to empower people's voices, right?
Now, I reckon then, AY, this is a good point to explain who you are. Both these guys are plugged into you in the Battery Tour, me as well. What is the Battery Tour? How did you become a UN Young Leader? Let's roll the VT on that, shall we?
Yeah, totally. Guys, this is an explanation of kind of how it all came to be.
A local hip-hop artist makes an international name for himself. He is the first artist to power his concert with 100% renewable energy.
It is a real honor to recognize Mr. A.Y. Young, the founder of Battery Tour.
It's incredible. Can't wait for you to see this. The United Nations is now throwing its support behind him.
Mr. Young has made a big impact in his young life, born in 1991. He's a singer-songwriter, a dancer, producer, entrepreneur, and sustainability advocate. He's staged and performed more than 800 concerts. He was named by the United Nations recently as one of 17 youth world leaders of the world, the only individual selected for that honor from the United States.
stimulating this local economy further, bringing entrepreneurs together, bringing businesses together, bringing the world together so we can make some change.
I'm AY with the battery tour, and we're here in Honduras. It's beautiful. We're going to bring power, solar energy, medical supplies, reading glasses, all those things to the people of Honduras. Hey, mama.
If it's true.
If it's true. It was off there, and I was want to sing the rest of the song. Have you found his music getting under your skin as well? Spending so much time with him and doing this, you two?
Oh, sure. I mean, one of the things that resonated with me the most when I first met AY was his passion. I mean, just from him talking about the battery tour, like you get it in his word, like his actions mirror his thoughts, and that's one of the things that kind of stands out to me. And so, yeah, I mean, that's why I was like, hey, whatever you need me to do, brother, I got you.
Yes, yeah, for sure. We have got with us tonight, though, we like to get some punditry on the show, some comments on some of the news that's going on in the world. And I'd like to invite onto the Global Goals Music Roadshow. Welcome if you've just tuned in. We're here with our guests, Stephen and Dion. And I'd now like to welcome our special pundit guest, the local decider.
The local decider.
Hello? Anything on? Is the thing working? Thing contraption. Social media gets on my nerves. Hello? I'm the local decider. I'm here to show you what's hot and what's not. What's cool and what's not as cool. You might think something's relevant, but in reality, that might not even be relevant. So, this is my part of the show. Welcome. Thank you.
It's the local decider with us live now. Mr. Decider. Mr. Decider, welcome to the Global Girls Music Roadshow. And what's on your mind today? What items of news have caught your mind?
Well, I'm decently happy. I saw a headline about Lady Gaga getting her dog stolen, but she got it back. That was pretty crazy. There's all this muffled talk about this Paris Agreement. Who needs it? Who even cares?
Well, I mean, I think we're all pleased about Lady Gaga's dogs. That is quite a miracle. We're all animal lovers. But what about items in the news like FedEx have apparently committed to go carbon neutral globally by 2040? Is that a green shoot or something?
Let me just stop you right here. All this talk about carbon this and carbon that. It's kind of like the COVID this and COVID that. I don't really care. I think the old way of doing things is simple. Me, when I played my music, I'd use a cassette. CDs, who needs them? All this MP3 bull crap, the way of life needs to just kind of remain the same.
Okay, but you don't think that maybe one or two things could be slightly improved, like how dirty our fuel is? I mean, it's been announced this week that aviation fuel might be made from air, for example. I don't know how that works.
Everybody wants to change this and that. Why can't it just stay the same? I was perfectly fine driving my car how it was. Now I got to drive electric vehicle. Now there's all this stuff about this other stuff. To me, it's not relevant. I just need to get from A to B.
Yeah, but I mean, if you could get from A to B a lot cleaner and not hurt the planet, Volvo cars have announced they're going to go fully electric by 2030 or something ambitious. Is that not interesting and good?
But when was the last time anyone drove one of those cars?
Well, I mean, there are a few Swedes I think who quite like a Volvo.
It's all right. I'm more of a Ford guy myself.
Yeah, okay. So I'm getting here that you like to make quite quick decisions about things that you know. Is that right?
Yes. My opinion is relevant.
I know it's cool. This AY guy is full of poppycock. Who really cares about this guy? He's tweeting on the street. He wants people to know who he is. He's charged by renewable energy. What's even that? What's renewable? I hear it's from the sun. He puts it inside of a battery. He does his thing. That doesn't make him special. I'll tell you what's special. What's special is getting on that stage and doing your thing, playing your role, staying in your section. He wants to be disruptive. Heck, he's got this guy Steven on the call who shouldn't even be around. I'm running out of time. I'm really getting sick of hearing about AY. He did the inauguration. He thinks he's cool hanging out with these artists. What is he even doing? 17 Sustainable Development Goals. No one knows what that is. In my ring of the city, I run my town. That's why they call me the local decider. Next question.
Yes. We seem to have lost the local decider there, which is a very great shame. It was a bad line. I'm not quite sure what was happening there, but good to see that progress is alive and well. And I don't know whether we can find... Is AY gone to the loo? Does anybody know where he's gone? Because we could do with him coming back to the show and injecting some sanity. Stephen, actually, Dion, we didn't ask what your favorite goal was, if you even have it. What are you passionate about as a kind of a way into thinking about planet stuff? What connects you to transformation?
Well, I mean, I think the one that fits me, well, the one that I'm most inspired by is the partnerships, number 17.
That's interesting.
In line with me being what I like to think of as the ultimate middleman, it's just about bringing people together for a great cause. And again, it's a transference of belief. And so once I saw the plan for AY, it's just about trying to, again, just being a tool to help him get whatever he needs to get to make it happen.
Yeah, for sure. It's to strengthen the means of implementation, revitalize global partnerships. I mean, that is the way you deliver anything logistically, isn't it? And that harks back to the whole idea of sustainability being about relationships.
100%. I mean, and just to chime in, I was going for a second. I'm back, guys. But yo, it's crazy. He talks about 17 because Goal 17 is actually, I've actually started working on that record. So like real quick, because I really want to talk about the future. And this is one of my favorite segments. This is kind of a look at the future and the change that I've created, that we've created as outlets, right? Everybody being this outlet that we're plugging into this battery to power change. And so here's the change, right? And I'm doing an album, one song for each goal. And Goal 17 is actually going to feature the Head and the Heart, one of the biggest bands in the world. And then we've got a tour that we're going to do next year and a guidebook. So like, it's really crazy because I'm looking forward to like creating this like new future.
Yeah, exactly. And the idea of the Global Goals Tour is that we can be a voice for this stuff and help ordinary people kind of be part of the record creatively, but by trying to get more and more voices, really known, really not known, all of us together, feeling like we've got voice about the future. And AY's album is going to be, you've got some crazy people lined up to be involved with this.
Yes.
So how can people plug into the tour?
Yeah, that's a great question. Yeah, Timo. I don't know where we're at in the schedule right now, but that works out. That's really cool. I want to talk about that unsee the future. But yo, you guys can, if anyone's listening, anyone paying attention, I see the comment box. Like, if you want to get involved, if you have a passion that that you want to use to make change, right? I mean, we ask our outlets two things. It doesn't matter who you are. We ask you to power the tour, right? And to take an action. So you can plug in with the Battery Tour, just batterytour.com. I mean, that's how you can get actively involved. You can find the Battery Tour. You can plug in at batterytour.com. If you're an artist, we're looking for those to plug in. We want to hear your voice. Maybe you can power this incredible like project with your voice. Or maybe we can figure out other ways, right, to work together, to work with your passion.
Passion. Yes, indeed. Now, I've suddenly, my brain's just frozen like bad. I've got my own bad internal broadband going on. My involvement with this was Unsee the Future. Now, I'm a music maker just like my colleague AY, and I fell into learning more about the human planet because I'm working on a project of my own called The Shape of Things to Hum, which is an exploration of science fiction. We've not really gone into that, but it made me, exploring all the different stories of sci-fi, made me start to look at the world around me differently just a few years ago. And I realized that I was trying to work something out bigger than I thought before. And as I got out and started to talk to people about what I was trying to devise, one person I met, a guy called Ross Thornley, said to me, "Have you heard of the UN's global goals?" I went, "No, what are they?" He said, "You're talking a bit like them. Go and find out more, and then you'll be able to talk to people at a higher level. They'll understand what you mean." And when I looked, I found these things called the global goals. I decided to try and get down my research into a podcast, a research cast, I tend to call it, called Unsee the Future. There's that dashing chap. How to encourage the more hopeful human tomorrow. And it is my own very idiosyncratic look around how the goals fit together from a complete outsider's point of view, from an artist's point of view. And I discovered many things from it, but the main take home was that just like partnerships are a principle, relationships are a fundamental principle of sustainability. What I came away with was thinking the power of the goals isn't the individual goals, it is how they all fit together. And then when you realize that they're actually all different symptoms of one story, one problem, our economic culture, suddenly it also, I found that plugged me in. That's how I became a bit of an outlet for change. And now I'm a limping pilgrim on the road to imperfect sustainability in my own life. And this show's helping me kind of move that on a bit.
Yeah, I mean, harp on that. Steven, I know you talked a lot about that. Like, you were in the space. You kind of knew about the goals a little, bro. But, like, now you're kind of getting this huge perspective. Like, what do you think? Like, are you starting to see all this stuff kind of tied in together? You know, when you talk about the lack of education or people not having access to food or just in general in your space, man. Like, what are you seeing now? Are you seeing things differently?
Yeah, no, I think they're all tied together, right?
What's happening now? The outfit. Oh, I'm sorry. We see comments about the local decider. People are they're very confused. It's really interesting. That guy's going. I don't know. I'm glad you kicked him off, bro. Like, he took over my space there. Like, glad to be back though.
It's good to have you back, AY.
Thank you. What's up, Steven? What you got?
I missed it. What was the outfit? That
local decider guy, the news update dude. Don't worry, bro. It'll all make sense as days go by, man. You know.
It was like we were crashed by digital pirates. I'm not entirely sure what happened.
Totally, man. Like, it's happened. It's possible, dude. He probably needs a bunch of views on his YouTube. But yo, what's up, Steven? Like, yo, tell me what's up.
Yeah, no, that's why I like the education piece the most, right? Because for me, even this for me was just being part of this is educational for me. And I think the more people learn about the goals, like this mysterious sustainable development goals, right? These global goals that every country is like potentially, can participate in is like a mystery, right? Yeah, so like at the end of the day, I can guarantee you, like everybody's going to at least have heard about them, right? And I think they're accessible, right? Like some of them are. You don't have to be an architect to make a change, right? You can help with poverty, or you can help with education. There's something for everyone there, So I don't know. I think they're all encompassing, and I'm into it.
And real quick, give me a high five, Steven. Give me a high five, Steven. I got something coming up. Timo, high five. Really randomly, we got an extra guest. Her name's Alana.
Yes, we have.
Booyah! Hello. What's up, girl?
Welcome.
The right teak.
Hi. The right teak.
Really
nice. Yes, I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, we've been having a great episode. Timo, this is Alana Henry Haight. Tell us who you are, what you do.
Well, I'm his sister, so that's fun.
Hello.
But what I do, yeah. So, but what I do in terms of my day job, I'm a resume writer and a copywriter. And I really loved what you were talking about, both of you, Timo and Stephen, about education and a sustainable goal, how it sort of relates to really the global society and how we can all kind of get invested and get involved. My sort of passion and what excites me is that equity piece. And my background, I actually was a teacher prior to becoming a resume writer. And what sort of invested me in teaching and in education is that desire to create sort of equitable access for people who don't have access to resources, support, and knowledge, which as we know is powerful. And that was sort of why I got involved in education. And it's also why I got involved in resume writing, because I wanted to target folks who don't have access to career development tools and to individuals who could be a professional resume writer, etc. So really wanting to target BIPOC communities and those who have been disenfranchised. And so that is sort of my connection, I guess you could say, to the sustainability goals and why I'm involved in getting plugged in as well.
That is cool. That is very awesome. You're like helping people find their voice effectively there by starting with their resume and saying, look, reflecting back, this is you.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Wonderful. This is you and you are valuable, right? And I think a lot of people in the job search, and even students in school, right, you can kind of get lost in the shuffle and start to question, like, what is your place and what value you bring to, like, the larger society. And having someone there to support you and aid you and figuring out how to tell your story and position you to articulate your own unique value is so critical. And when we empower people to show their value, then they really show up for the larger collective. And that's what's fantastic about the sustainability goals and kind of what you were mentioning earlier about everyone can get involved, choose your own path, choose your own way, right? That's a way for other people to say, hey, you know what? I'm contributing in this space. This is something that is valuable to me, I'm passionate about, and I can contribute to a larger movement in this pathway or that pathway or whatever.
I really like what you just said about, like, kind of tell your story. Let the resume tell your story. Like, you're not like, it's not like paper dolls, right? You're dressing up, like, depending on the job that you're going for, you're putting on a new outfit, right? Like, you're like telling your story. And like, I see it all the time, right? Like, even with myself, like, I'm like, oh, I really want this job, so I'm going to be this person, right? But that's not what we're doing. Right. We're like putting ourselves, saying, this is me, and do I fit with your company, right? And I just love what you said about that. I think that's really cool. So,
and you know what, Alana, too, I loved your phrase, when you encourage somebody to show their true worth, they really show up for other people. That's plugging passion in, isn't it? And there's a story theme here. You as a copywriter, Alana, and all of us as creatives, it's about storytelling is about communicating emotional truth. So when you find your own emotional truth, it resonates with other people. When you testify, people feel it, testifying, not preaching.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't think about how much writing and storytelling means so much, but then again, that is music, right, Dion? Like, I mean, chime in here. I know you're in the music space, but that's all the same. Like, it's weird. I'll take poetry and I'll put it in a different box than music or writing. You do resume writing, but it's all storytelling, right? Like, let's focus on that for a second. Right? Dion, you have any thoughts? I haven't heard from you in a sec. Stephen?
Yeah, no. So, I mean, I wanted to kind of get something. So at the end of the day, we all, like, everybody's put on this earth with certain gifts, and it's really about figuring out what your gift is and how you can put that gift in place to contribute to an ultimate goal. And so, I mean, that's one of the things that drives me is people. I love people. I love everything about people. And I just want to get to know everyone and try to figure out, okay, what can I do to help you attain whatever goal it is that you're looking to attain? Because, I mean, like I said, we all have different gifts.
I love that, Dion. You know, what's coming out here is that trying to find each other's and our own true value, so we can communicate that truth and feel it, and other people will feel it, and that's how you plug into changing anything. And with that, talking about true talent, I think it's that's our 10-minute warning. I think we've got less than 10 minutes actually. But yeah, it's part of the craziness, Alana. You know your brother.
I love how like everyone's so confused by our show, but they're like, "This is provocative, but I like it." You know, it's like, what is that?
I don't know what it is, but I like it.
So just FYI, that was like, oh, the segue into, oh my gosh, AY is going to perform. Oh my gosh, is he really going to perform? That's crazy. I think I just saw a random guy on the news or something talk earlier, and now he's performing.
If it's true, then I'll find my way to you. Trust me, hey darling, yeah, I love you, I love you, I love you. Hey, if it's true, then I'll find my way to you. I'll find my way to you. Trust me, hey darling, if it's meant to be, let it be. Come on, girl. Yeah, now break it down one time.
Timo is never going to get to hear the whole song.
I love that song.
I do too. I like. You should be proud of that one. That one's like I want you to text me that one again. Like when people are like, "What are you doing with this battery tour?" I like showing them that one because it's like it's just so authentic, you know, and cool. Like I don't know. I love that one.
I think it's mom's
the authenticity
favorite.
is. Yeah, I think it's mom's got several that she loves, but that's one of them.
I love
We gotta get mom on it. We gotta get mom on the show, guys. My phone keeps going off like crazy. Yo, so first of all, like I have to say, Elena, Alana, whatever the heck you want me to call you, thanks for being on here. Like this, she had the dopest quotes ever. And Dion, my man, dude, like it's been like super dope having you on. And Steven, like I'm just so appreciative of all you guys, Timo, for sure.
Yeah. Well, yes.
I'm glad to be here.
It's nice to have the family, and I think we should try and get that. Sorry, Lana, say again.
Sorry,
I missed
go ahead.
it. No, you go ahead. What did you just say?
Oh, I was going to say that it's still a little interesting, like when I see my brothers performing. You know what I mean? It's sort of like a weird thing.
You really does this still feel a bit strange? Like that's him. He's just mucking about.
Wait, that's your sister?
Yeah, it is. It is.
So this is my real life sister, guys. we got a comment too. So real quick, first of all, this is the Global Gold Music Roadshow. This is so awesome to have everyone on here. Yes, that's my real life sister. That's Steven who like does some stuff for the battery tour. This is Timo Peach. This person, Colin, saying that whole concept of folk is great. Sounds like he likes the song. Let's get this viral or something, I think, or you have so much great content. Thank you. We do have a lot of good content, Timo. I think this will go viral, what we're doing here, bringing people together. This is the People Show, and we're here for you guys.
The People Show for changing the world.
Colin, let's get Colin active. Let's get him plugged in.
If that is my man Phillimore, then, which it might be, then he is a legend of creativity. We could happily get him and his lovely partner Michelle on, who I've worked with. So this is like a family. The family gathers around our show, which is wonderful. And AY, you've met my mum now, haven't you?
Oh my God, yeah, I met Timo's mom, everybody. Like, she was actually cool. We got to get her on the show. It's like, it's crazy, like how many things in the world right here connect to whether you're 6 years old, like my sister has all these little kids. It would be cool. I wish I could flash pictures of like your kids right now. But like, this connects to everyone. Like, isn't it a wonderful thing?
It is. And the point of this show is that we, as AY will spell out really enthusiastically, you all know better than I do, this is like we treat everyone the same. The phrase we've used is whether you're shall or shall be, everyone's the same here. You can support the tour and you can do one thing to change where you are. And when you found your passion, found your truth, you plug in with energy that other people feel, just like the man Young here clearly does wherever he goes. So if you want to support the tour or be on the show, register, be part of the Battery Tour right here on the Global Girls Music Roadshow. You can be in our celebrity squares. Whether you're George Clooney or somebody from a different town, you could be in this space. Join at ayyoung.com, register and be part of the show, man. And share your story. We want to know what you're doing right where you are. How are you transforming things and looking forward?
Yeah, literally share your story, guys. I'm getting like all kinds of messages right now. Like share your story. We want to know real quick. We ask every outlet, and I consider all three of you guys now outlets. You're plugged into this battery tour. You're plugged into this battery for change, right? So like, take one action. So think about it when you get off the show. What action am I going to take, right? And how am I going to power the tour? Hopefully that's like sharing this YouTube link, or say, hey, go get plugged into the battery tour. And gosh.
Is that my agent calling?
It's not my agent calling. Gosh dang it. I'm going to have to get out of here, Timo. I literally have a presentation. Hello?
Oh, yeah, okay. Well, if we could just, there's like one more thing before you go.
Timo, I got to go right now, bro.
Well, if we could just... What? He's done it again. That's it. Well, Alana, you know what your brother's like. And there he is gone. He's a showbiz star. He's got a world to plug in.
He did. I think he's presenting to Evergy at 2:30.
I think he literally is. So that's it. He's had to go then. So it's just us. Well, guys, I want to thank you ever so much for taking time to be on our crazy show. Alana, it's lovely to meet you. Stephen, great to meet you. Dion, thank you for sharing as well.
Yeah, it was a pleasure.
Yeah, I love, Dion, that you were talking about being the ultimate connector. Without you, without that unshowbiz, self-effacing service, things don't connect. So thank you for showing up and testifying, even though you're a man of mystery. Next time, mate, put on a shirt. We want to see you. Stephen, thank you for joining us, mate. It's been really nice to meet one of the team behind the Battery Tour, and how one day we'll have to chat about where in Europe you studied and what things you were learning. And you can bore me about architecture because I'm really interested. So thank you for supporting the tour and plugging in like that. And Alana, how lovely to meet you. Yeah, storytelling truth. That's exactly what we want to help encourage out of people, help people show up because they realize what they're worth. I love it. Guys, thank you so much. I'm going to close our show down now. So, Stephen, I'm going to say goodbye to you. And Alana, ciao for now. See you soon. Goodbye to you. And Dion, my man, thank you ever so much for your time. See you again. Bye. And so, yeah, it's just me and you. That was our show. And I suppose it's time to, wrap up with a few last thoughts. We've had some laughs, maybe a few tears. Not so many tonight. Yeah, authentic self, authentic storytelling. There's no other way to make connections and to innovate. Because if you don't know who you are, then how can you bring your authentic self to someone else with confidence? And even in a ramshackle mess like our crazy show, AY and I have been performing for so long, we still have confidence. Might be unwarranted. So we hope that you find something infectious in our show, the Global Goals Music Roadshow, and you feel inspired a little bit. Bring yourself to the story of transformation. Wherever you're going home to tonight, make sure it's where you already are, because most of us are still in lockdown. Still too soon. See you next week on the Global Goals Music Roadshow. Subscribe and join the podcast, which will be coming out soon. And register, if I can ever find the register button thing. Just talk amongst yourselves. Join the tour here at ayyoung.com. Ciao for now. Love you.